You know who it is. It's your girl, Chef Jazz, owner of Green Panther Chef, where we normalize cooking with cannabis. On that note, I want to show you some quick and easy recipes so you can get started cooking with cannabis today. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to do a quick and easy granola. Before I get into it, I want to talk about a little reason why I want to show you this recipe. I am a Crohn survivor, and I know a lot of people are interested into how they can microdose or how they can dose throughout the day. And this is actually a way that I love to dose throughout the day because I can just throw it inside my purse. I can make a really big batch of it and it lasts for quite some time. So let's get started. All right. So with that, I'm just using mixed nuts and then I'm using a little bit of oats as well. In order for me to start my granola, I love to do that in a pan. So over our medium-low heat, I just have this warming up just a little bit to the pan. I'm going to add my nuts. This is really simple, guys. You want to make sure that it is over just a lower heat because you don't want to brown your nuts or cook your nuts so much. You really want your oven to do that for you. I love to add oats to it because once you add like the honey and everything, it becomes like those like nice clusters that you're very familiar with. Well, hopefully with granola. All right. So this is when you want to add just a little bit of flavors and seasonings. I love to add just a little bit of cinnamon. Nutmeg is great as well, but my secret ingredient is cardamom. I love to use cardamom in most of my desserts because it's something that I feel is underused and I just love the flavor profile. And just a little bit of vanilla. I know that we can use sugar if we want, but what we're going to be using is our infused honey. If you feel like I'm leaving you behind, do not feel like that at all. I'm going to leave all of the recipes in the show notes. So this is when it gets a little bit messy, but because we do have it over that heat, the honey is going to begin to melt. I like to add 2 big scoops to it. So I'm going to grab another spoon because the first one is like really, really sticky. Put 2 big scoops right to the pan. Like cooking with cannabis does not need to be difficult. You do not need to spend all day inside the kitchen. You just have to know the basics of it. So if you want to learn how to infuse or how to extract cannabis inside of your honey, make sure you check out some of our first videos because yeah, we really go into detail there as to what you need, what carrier fats, all of that good type of stuff. So I'm going to cut this up just a little bit. You don't want it to cook. You really just want to take this time so you can incorporate all the ingredients on the stove. All right. That actually smells really good. I'm starting to smell that cinnamon. All right. So I already have a prepared baking tray. It's already covered with aluminum foil. We're just going to add our granola directly from the pan right to the sheet. You want to separate this out as much as you can because you really want a great surface area. And then, you really want to, unless you're going to put this all inside of one bag, I like to separate mine out so I can have it throughout the week. So I don't want really large lumps. So when you separate it out, it just kind of helps with that, right? All right. Smells so good, like already, especially with the cranberries and everything. All right, that's it. Simple as that. We're going to pop it into the oven. We're going to let that go for about 20 minutes. And when we take it out, it's going to be so divine. But you have to make sure that you tune in as we wrap it up and pull it all together. All right, guys. All right, guys, we are back and it's time to get that granola out of the oven. It's been about 15 to 20 minutes. It smells so good. We're just going to let that hang out on the oven. When it comes out, it's going to be extremely hot. You don't want to play around with it, especially with that honey. It can get stuck to your hands, and anything sugar and hot and heat, you kind of want to stay away from. So make sure you're using utensils as soon as it comes out the oven. You really don't want to handle it with your hands too much. So after that, as I say that, I'm used to having hot hands. So do what I say, not as I do. I tell my daughter that all the time. But seriously, after that, you definitely want it to hang out on top of your stove. The reason being is because you want it to cool down just a little bit. Now, it's already kind of done that. I want to put it into my bags. You don't want it to be too, this might have to hang out just a little bit longer. But you don't want it to be too hot when you put it into the bags. And the reason being is because it will stick together. So I'm just going to let this hang out a little bit more on top of our stove. And all right, guys. All right, guys, so we are back. I let it cool down just a little bit more so we can actually manipulate it. So let's bring it over to our workstation. It is still a little bit warm, but you want to make sure that it's not that hot before you put it into bags, right? So I love to put them inside of like these just safe bags. If you're from the industry, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I love to put my food or mommy's food, you know, or adult food in these type of packages, just because they're tamper-proof, child-proof, all that good type of stuff, right? So with that, I'm just going to load it up, guys. And this is all about microdosing throughout the day, right? So I'll throw this inside of my purse when I'm doing meetings or anything like that, or if I'm just generally on the go. I love to have something like this. And then I'll start my morning off with like a good green juice or something. And it's all about sustainability and just living a great life. All right, so it's as simple as that. We're just going to seal it up. I'm going to throw this inside of the refrigerator, and I'm going to grab and go and just use this wherever I can, whenever I want throughout the day, just so I can microdose and I don't feel like I need to go grab junk food or chips or anything like that. All right, guys, so if you're interested in any more recipes for health and happiness, you know where to find us, www.greenpantherchef.com. I'm your girl, Chef Jazz, and I hope to see you soon.